Guys, if you were to ask me what I thought of Top Gun Maverick this week, I'd find it pretty hard to put into words to describe it to you, but I'll give it a shot. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to yet another weekly update where the weeks go by like days for me at the moment. The year is going far too quick for my liking, but let's see what I got up to this week. It was a pretty busy week. I finished Thinner by Stephen King, writing as Richard Bachman this week, to close out the horror MayHem project that's been created by the Bookish Bryants. Had a blast with it. I'm sorry to see the end of it. I have enjoyed the whole project, and week 4 was probably my favourite week with the theme of folk horror, and I thought Thinner was a very fitting pick for that category. You can't get much more folk horror than A Gypsy Curse, right? Had a real blast with that. If you haven't seen the video, check it out. I put it out a couple of days ago, so yeah, check it out and let me know what you think. What else have I been reading this week? I did manage to start The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, and I've wanted to read that for a little while, and the premise is pretty fascinating. You have this woman called Nora whose life is pretty shit, really. She has nothing going for her. She's very unhappy in her life. She has many regrets, and she ends up killing herself, but she doesn't die straight away. She goes to this place between life and death, which is a library filled with endless shelves of books which contain what potential lives she could have lived. And so the plot of the book is she has the chance to open up every book and read what a potential life might have been like, and she gets the opportunity to put herself into that life and try it on and see what happens. And yeah, it's very fascinating so far. I'm about 70 pages in, and yeah, it's quite a good read, and it's written very cleanly, and it flows very well and reads very quickly. So I would anticipate finishing that by maybe Monday, right before the end of the month, to finish off the month. So there we go. So what else did I get up to this week? Well, the highlight of my week was being fortunate enough to go along and catch an advance screening of Top Gun Maverick, a film me and everyone else pretty much on the planet has been waiting for, and it was well worth the wait. I had really high expectations going in, and what if I were to tell you that all those expectations were exceeded in every way. Even my wife, who hasn't even seen the original all the way through, enjoyed it that much that she agreed with me that she would see it again tomorrow, and that's massive. So where do I begin with talking about this? And just before I do continue, this talk is going to be completely spoiler free. I don't believe in spoiling movies for anyone, anytime. Okay, so from the moment the Paramount logo comes up on the screen and Harold Faltermeyer's famous anthem starts, you're instantly transported back to 1986 for a few moments. If you remember the original, the opening anthem was brilliant, but Faltermeyer exceeds at this time. He has obviously re-recorded it, remastered it, and made it better. It sounds deeper, it sounds stronger, and it just resonates with you. And I guarantee when you sit down to start the movie, you're going to get chills. I certainly did, and I guarantee you will. Alright, and then you actually have the opening titles, which is really cool. It brings back so much nostalgic memories from the original. It's great. You just settle in for a great ride. Alright, now the music throughout is perfect. It's not overly loud at times. It's just a really nice balance, and the score is appropriate for what happens at each stage in the movie, and I think it's very powerful. And you've probably by now seen the Lady Gaga film clip, which is featured throughout the movie, and Lady Gaga herself has had some input into the music of the film, but there are other really good composers that have put their mark on the movie score as well. You've got Hans Zimmer. He is probably one of my top 3 composers in movies. He's done Mission Impossible 3, he's done Man of Steel, he's done The Lion King and the Dark Knight, just to name a fraction of the body of work that he has put out. Hans Zimmer is brilliant. You also have Lorne Balfe. He did Mission Impossible Fallout, he's doing Mission Impossible 7 and 8, and he also did Geostorm as well. So there's a dream team right there working on the score for this brilliant movie. So let's move on to the cast next. I thought the chemistry between all the cast members was brilliant. I found that the Top Gun graduate students who are being trained by Maverick to undertake this near impossible mission that they're tasked with, thought the dynamic was really good between the group. I found the dynamic between Rooster and Maverick brilliant. In the trailers you see them facing off against each other, and the most satisfying thing is to see issues resolved and you get your answers as to what's going on, and it's very, very satisfying in that regard. I was really impressed how women were represented in the military. Phoenix, the female pilot in the movie, was an absolute badass and got really ample screen time, and yeah, it just proves that women can fly jets as well as men, if not better. So I thought that was brilliant. Jennifer Connelly's character of Penny Benjamin, Maverick's love interest in this movie, I thought she was very, very well cast. She performed really, really well, and how she had the on-screen chemistry with her and Tom Cruise, it was just brilliant, and you can't fault it. Val Kilmer's role in the movie is electrifying. It really hits you for 6 and your jaw's on the floor. His performance is just unbelievable. That's all I'm saying. So let's move on to the aerial maneuvers that is a major ingredient of the movie, and the FA-18 Super Hornet is a sick aircraft. The maneuverability is unbelievable. It can do anything, it really can, and the best part was the actors are actually in the cockpits for real, and they're really pulling G's and reacting to pulling G's where their faces distort and pretty much pass out. So it's very, very realistic, and it puts you right in the cockpit with them, which they had about 5 or 6 cameras in the cockpit, and it was just brilliantly done and puts you right there with them. The 5th generation enemy fighter plane is the Su-57, which is featured in the movie. An insane aircraft. I believe it's used by the Russian military, and coming up against one of those, I think you're in a lot of trouble. It has stealth built in as standard, and it does this crazy sick maneuver where it flies straight and then it just goes like this and stops in midair pretty much. Don't know how they're capable of that, but the aerial photography and the stunts was just unbelievable. You're going to be impressed with that. Now, nostalgia is another main ingredient in the movie as well. There are plenty of nods to the original, so any ex-gen fan of the original is going to appreciate that. Alright, let's touch upon Tom Cruise's character now. So he plays Maverick flawlessly. It's a perfect performance. At the start of the film, we see Maverick where he is at this point in his life. He's still a captain in the Navy. He should be an admiral by now, but he doesn't want a promotion because that means he would be grounded. He's a pilot, always has been, always will be, and he's all about pushing the envelope. He's always been about pushing limits, and we got a pretty good idea of how he does that in the original, but the sequel is no exception. He's still pushing limits and going beyond normal capabilities, and there are a couple of examples in the film where he does just that. It's a case where he's always pushed his limits, and he does it in this film, and if he's told he can't do something, he's basically saying, well, fuck you, I'm going to do it anyway. If it can't be done, Maverick says it can be done, and I will show you how it can be done. He just proves that something near impossible can be done, and I think it's a brilliant trait of the character. Now, in terms of the emotion of the film, it's very emotional at times. I don't care how tough you are, take along a tissue. You will messed up in a couple of scenes of the movie. It's very, very touching, very heartbreaking at times, and the nostalgia alone will have you misting up. So yeah, that part of the movie is absolutely brilliant. You're going to love it. So for some final thoughts, you're going to want to watch it over and over again. I think Tom Cruise's performance is Oscar worthy. It's one of his best performances in a long, long time. He embodies the character so well. He plays it flawlessly, that he is actually Maverick. He interacts brilliantly with the other characters in the movie, and it's so worth the 36-year wait. Basically, that's all I can say, guys, without spoiling it, but get along and see it. I can't fault it. Not many people can fault it. People are hailing it as the perfect movie. It's Memorial Day weekend in the States at the moment, and experts are predicting that it'll pull 125 million in its opening weekend. So yeah, it's not a small movie, and everyone's loving it. And when my wife wants to go and see it again, it speaks volumes, and I can't wait to get back and see it soon. I will probably go and see it next week again, and maybe again. It was that brilliant, guys. You're going to love it. It's every Gen X's dream movie. So there you go. That is my spoiler-free chat. Hope you enjoy it. Let me know in the comments when you do watch it, and let me know what you think. I'm always interested in feedback, and I'll respond to that. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and until next week, see you later.